I want to kind of just talk about Matt Ishbia's time so far with the Phoenix Suns. You know, he's only been here since what, like February? And it seems like he's been here a lot longer, for better or for worse. Again, I'm trying to stay as optimistic and as positive with Matt Ishbia running our team. Because, you know, first off, I was like, oh, it's James Jones. He's still running the team. He's still our GM. And he's making the moves. Like, no, clearly it's Matt Ishbia, Josh Bartelstein, CEO and everything. And then it's James Jones, you know, so. And that's sort of the point of the Isaiah Thomas thing and you know, all that stuff. In Matt Ishbia's first 5 months as the new owner of the Phoenix Suns, the team has traded for Kevin Durant, fired Monty Williams, hired Frank Vogel, traded away Chris Paul, and traded for Bradley Beal. Again, this tweet comes from Front Office Sports. You know, I've talked about this before. I'm going to say it again. You'll probably hear me say it so much, you'll get sick of me saying it. You'll say, Suns Geek, come up with something new to say about Matt Ishbia, because we're tired of hearing you say this. But I will say this again, and maybe one day I'll be eating my own words. But at least Matt Ishbia is doing something. You know, it makes Robert Sarver's tenure, it makes the Robert Sarver era look worse. You know, obviously all that off the court, you know, the scandal and the sexual harassment things and the sexist stuff and all that was obviously terrible. But the fact that Robert Sarver was greedy and didn't want to spend and didn't make like significant trades and all that and yada yada, you guys know all that. It makes Robert Sarver's era look worse. And that's my point. At least Matt Ishbia is doing something. And again, if Isaiah Thomas, Hall of Famer, is in Matt Ishbia's ear and saying, Matt, you got to do this. You got to make this move. You got to trade for this player. You got to sign this guy. That's probably not a bad thing, right? Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe I'm way too optimistic. That's how I look at it. Here's John Gamble's tweet. Insinuating, that's the word. I'm so stupid. Chris Paul insinuating that Isaiah Thomas had a role in him getting traded to Washington is, quote, absurd, from John Gambo. From my understanding, when the Suns brass met with Beal, it was James Jones, Matt Ishbia, Frank Vogel, Josh Bartelstein. Thomas was not a part of it. But again, that goes back to my whole point. Maybe Isaiah Thomas was in his ear, or was texting him or called him the night before. Gambo's obviously way more plugged in than I will ever be in my life. He's been doing this for decades. He knows the Suns and all that. So he's probably right. But John Gambo doesn't necessarily know if Isaiah Thomas is in his ear. Just saying. I respect Gambo. I like Gambo. I've tweeted him and stuff. He sent me a DM and liked a couple of my tweets. He's very nice guy and everything. Shout out to John Gambo. And it's funny because this, if you're just joining the show, this was tweeted as I was live and I couldn't read the word insinuating for some reason. Welcome to Suns Geek, where I can't read and pronounce words. Crazy Matt Ishbia stuff, crazy Isaiah Thomas stuff, John Gambo and all that. Again, check out the interview. I'll make sure to put it down below in the description. It's on Hoops Hype. It's not just this Matt Ishbia and Chris Paul stuff. They talked about like Bradley Beal, DeAndre Ayton, Frank Vogel, all that stuff.
What's up, son?